Kounya, nous pral parler Creole. So I started speaking Creole and I thought you just had to do this whole translating from Creole to English is the last thing you wanted. Kounya, now, right now. Nous pral parler. We, future tense, speak. We will speak Creole. Répétez. Kounya, nous pral parler Creole. Kounya, nous pral parler Creole. Kounya, nous pral parler Creole. Okay, translating Creole to Anglais. Creole à Anglais for devoir neuf. I will say the sentence in Creole. I want you to répéter after me. I'm going to give you all the different ways that it could have been translated. Qui l'elle parle avec? Qui l'elle parle avec? Qui l'est? When? What time? Was contracted to li because kile ends in a vowel. So it can easily be contracted to mwe, u, and li if it comes after it. Kile, 2 syllables in this word. Ki lel, ki lem, ki lel. It can be contracted with mwe, u, and li. So when did he, when did she, when did it? In this case, the translation is when did he, when does he. We assume that it's past tense, right? When does he? But it could be when did he? When did he? Qu'il elle, when did he parler avec? Speak with you. In English, you would say speak to you, but we say speak with you in Creole. Parler avec ou, parler ak ou, or you learned from leçon 6 to contract avec, with, ou, mwen, and li, avec. So, qu'il elle parle avec means, when did he speak with you? When did he speak to you? De. Yon bagay m pa kompren, se pou ki sa yo pa manje diri. Yon bagay m pa kompren, c'est pour qui ça yo pas mangé diri. So like the one thing I don't understand is why don't they eat rice? Or the one thing I don't understand, and you can even say something I don't understand is like why don't they eat rice? Why they don't eat rice? Or in English, a lot of people say, you know what I just don't get is Creole is literal, so we can't say I don't get because you're not getting something. You're not understanding it. So the one thing I don't understand, the one thing I'm not getting is why don't they eat rice? You're Haitian. You must eat rice. Faut manger du riz. It is necessary for you to eat rice. Faut manger du riz. Faut ou faut manger du riz. Okay? So, yon bagay m'pa comprendre. Remember, mwen can be contracted to because it's internal. So one thing I don't understand. It's a literal translation. C'est pour qui ça yo pa manger. Now, c'est went in the middle of the phrase. It's why they don't eat because it's a noun phrase. Why they don't eat. So the whole phrase it's letting you know it's a subject phrase. It's subject phrase, why they don't eat diri, rice. Yon bagay m'pa kompren, c'est pour qui ça yo pa manger diri. Okay, that wasn't even the really, really hard one, right? Okay, toi. Mwen diou petit la gwo. Mwen diou petit la gwo. This wasn't so difficult except for the due. You might have said due. I'm looking up due. There's no due in the back of the workbook. That's because I, mwen, due. Due is 2 words. D, to say and to tell. So if I say due, it means told you, said to you. It implies past tense. We do this a lot in Creole. Kind of like in English, how if a child got hit, they would come and say, he hit me, not there's no hitted. So we do this in Creole with if something just happened or if I just told you something, it's like using the word just. He just hit me. I just say to you, I just spoke to you. I'm just doing this. We don't need to use te. You can use te to make it perfect past tense, but you don't need to. So when do, I told you, I tell you, D ends in a vowel. So if it's followed by mwen, ou, and li, diu, it can be contracted. So mwen diu, petit la go, child the. The reason we use la for the is the word before the ends in a consonant that is not M or an N. By the way, remember to review leçon de if you have a problem with it. If you feel like you know the rules, but you just need drills, look at all of the practice drills that includes the forms of the. These are even in the tense drills in leçon 7, 8, et 9. Okay, so by the way, you can say 7, 8, ac, 9, noun and noun. Okay? Okay, so when diu petit lago, I said to you, I told you, the child is big. We don't put say in front of guo. Guo is a descriptor, not a person, place, or thing. Okay, when diu petit lago. Kat, mette tout sa ou achete nan kay la. Mette tout sa ou achete nan kay la. Mette, put, tout ça, all that. All that in English, you could say everything. Tout bagay, all things. Tout ça, all that, everything. Ou acheter, you buy. You can imply past tense there. You can't say you bought. Put all that you buy or put all that you bought. Nan kaila, in the house. We use la for the because even though kai sounds like a vowel, that Y is a consonant. Y's are not vowels in Creole. Répétez. Mettez tout ça ou acheter nan kay la. OK. 5. Chaque lem pa lavel li fâché. Chaque lem pa lavel li fâché. Every time I talk to him, he gets mad. Every time I talk to her, she's angry. These are all correct. Every time I talk to her, she gets upset. She gets furious. These are all correct. We don't use the word get because the person's not getting anything. We just say she's angry. She's upset. Okay? Chaque le. Every time. Internal can be contracted. Parle. I talk. Parle is the abbreviation of parler, which you learned in leçon 3. Parler. Parle. I speak. I talk. Avec. With her. With him. With it. Li fâché. He's angry. She's angry. It's angry. What's going on with the contraction? Well, le ends in a vowel. So if mwen, ou, and li comes after it, it can contract with it. Chaque lem. Parle avec. Leçon 6 teaches you can contract avec with mwen, ou, and li by dropping the K. With me, avem. With him, her, it, avel. With you, avel. Chaque lem parle avec li fâché. Chaque lem parle avec li fâché. OK. 6. Nou pa gen ase l'argent pou ede moun nan Haiti. Nou pa gen ase l'argent pou ede moun nan Haiti. We don't have enough money to help people in Haiti. If you said person, you can see how moun nan Haiti became plural because of the phrase, we don't have enough money to help moun. Well, we wouldn't say even in English to help person. In Haiti, we would obviously let you know to help people. We don't have enough money. L'argent and K accented OB, cob, are both money. So let's break this down. This is a literal sentence, by the way. Nous pas gagner can be abbreviated to gain. We do not have, or you may have said, y'all do not have. If you said you plural do not have, that could also be correct. It can. It just depends on context, but it can be correct. So nous pas gagner, we don't have. Assez l'argent, enough money, adequate money. Pour aider, we don't have enough money. For what reason do we not have enough money? What are we talking about? For what? Pour aider, for to help. To help, moun na Haiti, people in Haiti. Nous pas gen assez l'argent pour aider moun na Haiti. Ok, 7. Mwen me travay ak ti moun yo nan l'école la. Mwen me travay ak ti moun yo nan l'école la. Mwen is internalized and contracted to but the word after it must be said immediately after it, or you might as well say mwen reme. Mreme. I love to work with kids at the school. If you said, I like to work with the children, timunyo, in the school, you can say that. At the school, you can say that. All of those translations are correct. Don't get too picky. If it's the same meaning, if it's a synonym sentence, it's totally correct. Mreme travail. I like to work. I love to work. Avec, ak, with. Timun yo. We know that timun is child and yo makes things plural. You learned that in leçon de. Timun yo becomes the children because yo is also the plural form of the. Na l'école la. In school, the. We use la for the. You learned this in leçon de because the word before the ends in a consonant that is not an M or an N. So, the school. Mremen travay ak ti moun yo nan l'école la. Ok. 8. Chaque semaine ti moun yo danse nan l'église la. Chaque semaine ti moun yo danse nan l'église la. So this is almost a literal translation. Every week the kids dance in the church. Every week the children dance at church. You could also say each week, but we really wouldn't say that in English, but you could say that every week the kids dance at church, in the church. Okay? Chaque semaine, each week. Every week, timun yo. Timun is child. And just like the previous sentence, we know yo has made it plural and is the plural form of the. Because you wouldn't say every week children dance in the church. Yes, you can. You can say that. So that makes sense too in English. So chaque semaine, timun yo danse. Every week, children dance. Or the children dance. Dans l'église la. In the church. Just like l'école la, l'église la. La is used because the word before it ends in a consonant that is not an M or an N. Chaque semaine, ti moun yo danse nan l'église la. You're almost there. 9. Mwen kontan wè an pil jan. Mwen kontan wè an pil jan. So, mwen kontan, I'm happy. To see you. Wè, ou was contracted because wè ends in a vowel. It can be contracted with mwen, ou, or li if it comes after it. Well, to see you. Un pile, a lot, very much. Jan, John. Mwen kontan wè an pil jan. I'm very happy to see you, John. I'm happy a lot to see you, John. Again, anytime you put pile, you've learned this in Leçon 4. Every time that you put pile after an adjective, it means very. Quand on well pile, happy to see you a lot. Very happy to see you. 10, this is your final one. Dim ki le pou ma ale. Dim ki le pou ma ale. Tell me when tell me when for me to go is the Creole translate, right? But you would say, tell me what time, or tell me when for me to go. I must go. It's like someone saying, tell me when's a good time to go. But we would just say, dim ki le pou m'ale. Tell me when for me to go. It's very Creole. So D ends in a vowel, which means if mwen, ou, and li come after it, you can contract it easily. So instead of saying di mwen ki le, you can say dim ki le. Tell me when. Poum ale. So for me, pou mwen can also be contracted because it ends in a vowel blend. Pou, ou. So pou mwen, poum ale. Tell me when for me to go. Tell me when's a good time for me to go. Tell me when to go. Dim ki le pou m'ale. Enfin. Enfin. Finally. You did very well. Bien fait. Now, you have the next lesson. Leçon 10. I really need you to use your thinking cap and not to be so hard on yourself. These are very difficult skills that I will be teaching you, and we will be taking our time to work on these. Pas pressé. Don't rush. Pas pressé. Nawe pita. See you later. We'll see each other later. Nawe pita.